There is a lot of Valorant knife skins, I mean over 120 of them, and I thought I ranked them in the tier list system based solely on one thing, my opinion. So comment what you think should be upgraded or even downgraded.
Dead last, look like a default knife with a slight shimmer, nothing else to say whatsoever. Plain and unremarkable, bottom tier for sure. Generic military knife, safe but dull, think of a better theme. Boring design, completely forgettable. Feels awkward and uninspired, not fun to use whatsoever in game. Generic and uninspired, like a lot of F tier is. Plain oversized, nothing special. Stylized, sure, but not intimidating at all. Feels like a fencing practice, not a Valorant knife. Edgy name, boring design, shock. Plain, unremarkable, forgettable. Generic, could be any knife, anywhere. Bottom tier for sure, tiny, weird, and awkward. Looks cool, but it's not memorable or satisfying in any way. Tiny, unimpressive, forgettable. Same problem, just too bulky for a knife ranking. Another axe, heavy and awkward, not fun at all. Blades, plural, still feels plain and cheap. Looks like a toy wand, not threatening at all. Generic, uninspired, definitely forgettable. Trying too hard to be edgy, doesn't land. Feels heavy and awkward, bottom tier design, ugly and forgettable, move on. Looks like a fishing tool, not scary, not stylish. Broken and unpolished, concept is cool but execution is not. Dark and mysterious but doesn't really pop or feel premium. Another hammer? Heavy, awkward, and kind of sad. Festive, sure, but a wand as a knife? Not impressive. This one's rough, it looks cheap and the animation is underwhelming. Pretty, but using a fan as a knife? Not intimidating. Feels silly swinging a hammer in Valorant. Fun, but bottom tier. Plain, clean, but totally unremarkable. Looks mystical, but feels awkward in game. Rarely memorable. Nice design, but it's bland compared to the flashy premium knives. Hack is tiny and forgettable, definitely not top tier. Feels more like an armor than a weapon, not very satisfying to swing. Generic sci-fi knife, nothing exciting here. An axe? Sure, it's colourful, but it's clunky and it feels out of place. Looks fancy, but swinging a scepter doesn't feel like a knife, style over function. The Comet sword is slick and minimal, but it's just another generic sword. The hammer is heavy and brutal, but honestly, it's more comic book than practical. Ignite is bright and flashy, but the fan shapes feel gimmicky for a knife ranking. The stone daggers are thematic, but feels slow and heavy for real use. The kingdom is plain and straightforward, safe choice but forgettable. Primordium looks ancient and mystical. The style is nice, but a bit clunky in hand. Cool sci-fi vibes, but the design doesn't feel refined enough to shine. Neptune's anchor is creative, but it's too novelty than a stylish knife. Candy cane is festive and fun, but not intimidating. Mostly just a holiday gimmick. The K-Tac blade is generic and functional. It gets the job done, but really doesn't excite. The blade of the Meander is mythical and sharp, but not flashy enough to be top tier. Emberclad is fiery and thematic, but the hammer form isn't as satisfying as the blade. Obsidiana is elegant with its dark stone look, but it's a bit too simple to stand out. Bolt is fast and slick, but not as memorable as among top tier knives. The Titan Mail Mace is amazing and intimidating, but it feels like a slow, cumbersome weapon. The staff is cool, but it's more niche than a proper melee knife. The Holomuku has nice glowing effects, but the animation is still a bit stiff. The transition knife is simple and sleek. Safe choice, but not exciting. Torque is futuristic, but awkward. Conceptually cool, but doesn't feel premium. The Venturi is small and sharp, decent, but forgettable in extra flashier designs. Gaia's Fury looks natural and earthy, beautiful, but the swing feels heavy and slow. Tiled is fine and minimalistic. It doesn't really excite, but it does get the job done. The Crescent Blade is elegant, but feels a bit oversized for a melee weapon. The Aperture Stiletto is sleek and futuristic. Nice design, but not memorable in animations. The Solarex Relic has a fantasy energy, but it feels more like a prop than a combat knife. Ruin is dark and edgy, looks nice, but lacks personality compared to others. The Crowbar is quirky and unique. It's a style flex, but a bit impractical. Impressive lore-wise, but the blades feel a bit bulky and stiff in animations. Overlay is small and simple. It's fine, but barely stands out in game. This is a sci-fi oddity. Fun to look at, but not as practical or stylish as other knives. The knife version is cool, but the butterfly version is way more iconic. The Elder Flame dagger is fiery and fun. Still, I prefer the full Ender Flame sword for impact. This one is quirky and robotic. Fun concept, but swinging it doesn't feel satisfying. The Lux knife is clean and gold trimmed, stylish but not flashy enough to demand attention. The Buy Harvester is cool for Axis fans, but it's more niche than the Atomizers. The Hive Mind is sharp and futuristic, but feels a bit generic compared to the other top sci-fi blades. The Nebula knife is space themed and slick, looks nice but doesn't stand out in animations. This one is weird but cool. Not exactly a knife, but it has that sci-fi gadget vibe going for it. Bubble Pop is fun and quirky. It's more for style points than intimidation, but still a joy to swing. The Blade of Chaos is heavy and menacing. It was like a weapon straight out of mythology. Ego is clean and minimalistic. It's neat, but it doesn't wow like other premium skins. The Helix daggers are fun dual wielders. Cool in concept, though they can feel a bit awkward in combat. The Neo Frontier axe has that rugged industrial vibe. It's solid, but not practically memorable. The Minimal Karambit is simple and sleek, but it doesn't pop visually like some of the other flashy knives. Ion's Energy Sword is futuristic and clean. Still, it lacks the personality of a top tier Ion Karambit. The Rui staff is elegant and ceremonial. It looks great, but swinging doesn't feel as satisfying as other melee weapons. This one's cool if you like fan-shaped weapons. It's unique, but the animations can be a bit stiff. The Spark Switch is flashy and energetic, but not quite as refined as the Electroblade. The Eternal Sovereign looks majestic, almost holy, but it's a little too long and a bit bulky for fast gameplay. The Velocity Karambit is smooth, but compared to the Primer RGX knives, it feels a bit plain, still satisfying to spin. This is a heavy hitter. The Doombringer axe feels massive, intimidating, and brutal to swing. The Songsteel knife is mystical and bright, with a glowing finish that gives it away that fancy RPG vibe. The Crimson Hammer is fiery and brutal, swinging like it's smashing enemies with pure lava energy. Futuristic and digital. It looks like a glitching hologram turned into a blade. Very cool aesthetic. This dual blade design feels perfectly balanced. It's got a unique elegance that makes it stand out. Revelry's sword is clean, simple, but classy. It doesn't try too hard, but it looks great. The Orion sword feels cosmic, long, glowing, and sharp, like something forged in the stars. Luna's Ascent is elegant and glowing with that magical lunar energy. It's graceful and stylish. The Waveform knife is basically a party in your hands. It's bold, colourful, and screams uniqueness. This scythe is spooky perfection. Swinging it feels powerful, and a dark aesthetic nails the Halloween vibe. Gaia's Wrath feels active, like it's carved from a magic tree. Beautiful design, and it swings with a natural elegance. The Primax is one of the first iconic knives. Chunky, gold rimmed, and satisfying to swing. It still holds up. The axe is big, flashy, and full of neon chaos. Not subtle at all, but that's the point. The only claw feels vicious. It's a curved blade that looks deadly up close. And the only design ties them together perfectly. This kunai is pretty and magical, with a floral fantasy vibe. Definitely one of the more whimsical knives. The Sovereign Sword is regal, long, elegant, and glowing with divine energy. It's basically a weapon for royalty. The toy gun aesthetic is hilarious, and the knife fits right in. Bright, playful, and just pure fun. The Misericordia feels ceremonial and sharp, like something forged for champions. Elegant and intimidating. Another strong champion's entry. Sleek, glowing, a nice evaluation of the prestige knife designs. The Shock Gauntlet feels straight out of Bioshock. Steampunk electricity vibes everywhere, and it's a blast to use. The Yaru Butterfly Comb is just fun, stylish, slick, and a clever reference. It's one of the best anime tie-ins. The Exo Edge has that experimental high-tech aesthetic. It feels sharp and industrial, like a prototype weapon. This one is clean military steel. It feels tactical and grounded compared to the flashier knives, but that's exactly its strength. The Glitch Pop Dagger is colourful chaos. The neon, the decals, the vibe, it's an instant standout when equipped. This one's over the top in the best way. A literal arcade power fist. It's ridiculous, but so fun to flex with. The Arcane Gauntlets are pure fan service, in the best way. They're chunky, they glow, and they instantly scream arcane. Another VCT Karambit that fits right into the meta. It's got an esports prestige and looks good spinning in your hand. The kunai shape here is slick, and the glow effect tied to the performance keeps it hype. A perfect balance of subtle and flashy. The Iron Karambit feels like holding a piece of alien tech. Smooth, clean, and futuristic. One of the most polished knives Riot has made. Classic Reaver vibes here. It's simple but sinister, with that gothic edge that makes every swing feel deadly. The Forsaken Ritual Blade has that cursed, twisted aesthetic. It feels mythical but dangerous. The Xeno Hunter knife feels primal and brutal, like something used to take down an alien. This butterfly is mesmerizing. The way it collapses in and out paired with a space theme makes it feel like it's wielding a black hole in your hand. The first 2021 Champions Karambit knife will always be iconic. The glow, the history, and the bragging rights put this high. Jurax's gauntlets are unique. They feel alien, almost alive. Pulling these out in game is an instant intimidation move. The Mage Punk Electroblade is steampunk perfection. The electricity running through it makes every swing feel powerful. The RGX blade is slick, futuristic, and the glowing panels make it feel alive. Definitely one of the sharpest designs in Valorant. This batter's dripping with that street racing energy. It's bold, flashy, and it makes even running around in Spawn feel cool. A comic book bat that feels like it just came straight off the page. The design is playful, but impactful, and it just smacks differently. The 2022 Champions Butterfly knife just feels special. The glow when you're top fragging, the prestige of it, this knife carries hype with every flip. The RGX Firefly is so underrated. The neon glow is addicting and it feels futuristic without even being bulky. A very stylish choice. This butterfly is so smooth. It's got that tactical military vibe and it flips beautifully. One of the cleanest mid-tech knives in the game. The Overdrive blade looks straight out of a cyberpunk anime. It's sharp, futuristic, and feels like something a sci-fi assassin would carry. The Reaver Karambit takes everything we love about the Reaver line and puts it in one of the most popular knife forms. Dark, edgy, and insanely clean. The only sword feels powerful every time you pull it out. The design is beautiful and the swing feels weighty, and all it has is that mythic presence to it. This butterfly knife hits different. The animations are smooth, it's got that CSGO vibe but better, and honestly, it's just pure style points overall. The RGX Karambit is just a flex. The glowing lights, the futuristic spin, it just screams premium. Easily one of the best knives in the game. The Prime 2.0 Karambit is iconic. Clean, flashy, and with that satisfying spin animation, it's been one of the most loved knives in Valorant for a reason. This is my undisputed number one. The Kuranami is so gorgeous, from the dark, elegant blade design to the fluid animations. It feels like the perfect Valorant knife.